Have you ever felt like your personality is just set in stone? Like you are who you are and that's it? Well, a lot of us feel that way. But what if that's not the whole story? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty cool idea that your personality isn't some fixed trait, but more like a skill, something you can actually shape and improve every single day.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. Are you a passenger in your own life, kind of letting your old habits and random emotions call the shots? Or are you really in the driver's seat, mindfully choosing where you're headed? That difference, that choice between being a passenger and a driver, that's exactly what we're going to explore.
Making that switch from passenger to driver isn't about some huge, complicated life overhaul. It's actually built on 4 really powerful core principles. And these aren't just abstract theories, they're practical tools for building a more authentic, more resilient version of you. So let's break them down.
First up, we've got to start with the absolute foundation of everything, self-awareness. Think of it like a mirror you hold up to your inner world. You can't improve what you don't even see, right? Awareness is the tool that lets you finally see what's really going on inside. Now, real awareness isn't about being your own worst critic or beating yourself up for every little thought. It's actually the opposite. It's about becoming a kind observer of your own mind. It's that quiet moment where you notice anger starting to bubble up or a little bit of jealousy creeping in, and instead of fighting it, you just acknowledge it. No judgment, just a simple, there's that feeling again. And here's the beautiful part. The goal isn't to create some brand new personality from scratch. It's more like polishing that inner mirror until the best version of you, the one that's already there, can really shine through. Authenticity, it turns out, is what naturally happens when you get good at this kind of self-awareness.
Okay, so how do you actually practice this stuff? Here's a super simple exercise you can start tonight. Every evening, just take 5 minutes. That's it. And pause. Don't stress about what went wrong during the day. Instead, just notice how you responded to things. Did you get really irritated in that meeting? Did you say yes to something when you really wanted to say no? Noticing these little patterns is the first step to real change.
All right, let's move on to our second principle, which builds right on top of the first. If awareness is the mirror, then think of your mind as a garden. Seriously. And what you plant in it, what you feed it every single day, that's what's going to determine the kind of person you become. Look, this isn't about ignoring reality or some kind of toxic positivity. Not at all. It's just about shifting your focus. So instead of getting stuck in that loop of, why is this happening to me? You can train your brain to ask a different question. Okay, what can I learn from this? That one little shift can build some serious emotional muscle. So this means being a little more selective about what you let into your head. Maybe it's starting your day with a great book instead of scrolling through angry headlines. Or maybe it's choosing to spend time with people who talk about ideas and dreams, not just drama. And probably most important of all, it's about paying attention to that voice in your head and training it to be a supportive coach, not a destructive critic. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Filling your own mind with positivity isn't selfish, it's absolutely essential. It's what allows you to show up as your best self for the people and the projects you care about. Okay, so we've done some work on our inner world. Now let's see how that starts to show up on the outside. Principle number 3 is all about empathy. This is the quality that completely transforms how we interact with others, and it's what really defines our character in their eyes. This is such a powerful truth, isn't it? Every single time we talk to someone, we leave a little emotional footprint. Empathy is about making a conscious choice to make that footprint a warm and positive one. And it all starts with listening. Not just waiting for your turn to talk, but really trying to understand. Okay, there is a massive difference between reacting to something and responding to it. Anyone can react with anger, right? That's easy. But it takes real strength to pause, take a breath, and respond with calm. When you do that, your whole goal changes. It's not about winning the argument anymore. It's about finding understanding. And that doesn't just calm the situation down. It protects your own inner peace too. And at its heart, empathy is really just humility. It's the ability to remember that person who cut you off in traffic, or that colleague who's a little rude, they're probably carrying around some invisible burden you know nothing about. And when you stop taking their behavior so personally, your frustration starts to have a chance to turn into compassion. So we've got awareness, we've got positivity, and we've got empathy. Great tools. But how do we make them actually stick? Well, that brings us to our final and maybe the most important principle of all, the force of consistency.
Passion and excitement are awesome for getting started, but they tend to fade. Consistency, that's the quiet heartbeat of real growth. It's the magic that turns a good intention into an actual part of who you are. And crucially, it's how you build trust, not just with other people, but with yourself.
Think about it like this. What starts out as a conscious, deliberate effort, like, okay, I'm going to choose to be more patient today, slowly, over time, becomes a habit. And if you stick with it, that habit eventually becomes so automatic that it's just part of your nature. That's how real, lasting change happens, quietly, day by day.
This is such a key point. You don't build a strong character with one big, heroic gesture. You build it with the thousands of small, consistent choices you make every single day, especially on the days when no one's watching. That's what creates that unshakable inner strength.
And let's be really clear here. This is not about being perfect. You're going to have days where you slip up, where old habits pop back up. That's totally normal. That's human. The key isn't to never stumble. The key is to just get back on the path the next day. Persistence will always, always be more powerful than perfection.
So there you have it, the 4 pillars, and they all work together, right? Awareness shows you what to work on. Positivity gives you the fuel for the journey. Empathy is how you express that growth to the world. And consistency, well, consistency is what makes it all last.
So in the end, it really comes down to this. Your personality isn't some fixed destiny that was handed to you. It's a collection of your daily choices. It's an ongoing project. So the only real question left is, who will you choose to become?